Cortman, and now for the Mental Health Minute. I wanted to get my wife something really nice for Mother's Day, something beautiful in pink, so I got this suit. I want to tell you today about what your doctor may never tell you about stress. Stress is something we hear so much about, and the experts say anything from 75 to 90% of what we show up in our doctor's offices are stress related. One cell biologist named Dr. Lipton, out of, not the iced tea guy, out of Stanford, says up to 95% of diseases and illnesses are stress related. So, what is stress? Well, most people think it's about being overwhelmed. It's actually not. Stress is a specific response in the body. It's a response that's designed to protect us in an emergency. In fact, you probably hear fight or flight. Now they call it fight, flight, or freeze. It's the first reaction to stress. It's called the alarm response, the alarm reaction. And it goes in a predictable manner. It goes from alarm reaction to resistance, where we keep fighting something off. And then it moves into exhaustion, where it depletes the body, and then it moves into disease or illness, and ultimately to death. I don't say those things to scare you. I just want to understand how the stress response manifests itself, and it has to be actively shut off. All stress begins with the perception of threat. One has to believe that there's a threat out there, and the threat does not have to be something horrible like you're being chased by someone with a gun, or back in the day by a saber-toothed tiger. The stress response begins with the perception of threat that could come from financial issues, or a fear that your spouse is having an affair, or that you have a public speaking engagement coming up and you don't like getting up in front of crowds, or that your father has a biopsy about a lump they found. You know, anything that causes the perception of threat can create the stress response. But I want to give you an analogy here that I think is very useful. The stress response is sort of like the smoke alarm system in my kitchen. I'm really glad I have it. It's there to protect in case the house gets on fire. But here's the thing, I don't want it on all the time. And it needs to be off all the time unless there's an emergency. More on this in the second part.